Hello everyone and welcome to today's stream. I am Mage 1011 and today we are playing some Final Fantasy XIV. Last time I played this was quite a few months ago when the last patch came out. This time we're picking up where we left off and continuing the story. We might even do the new raid also. We'll see. So for now, let's hop on over to Dawntrail. Head over here. And if anyone would like to join for the story, they are more than welcome to. Specifically in-game, not in call. I don't really do call stuff because I'm afraid people might do certain things that would get me banned. Just personal way I do it. Let's see, we need to go to resolution. Let me check and make sure my audio is okay. Audio is okay. Yep, everything's fine. Audio is okay. Now turn off that tab's audio so we're not going to echo. Also, you may notice that since last time I've moved my talkie icon and the chat over to the other side. That's the only real change to the UI. Also, all my jobs are now in the command panel. Although still the only job I can play for the story is Pictomancer, because we have not leveled our job, any other job, to 100. But we're getting there. I'm still working on getting the rest of the jobs to 90, then I will start working on getting them to 100. Summoner's probably going to be the first one I get after that, to 100. Anywho, let's talk to Grahatia and Kryl. Let's see, there's only Grahatia and Kryl. Warm fare thee wells, it can ease the sting of parting, as we come to terms with an absence not so soon forgotten. To tell those we held dear what they've meant to us, and to wish them the best, we should seize that chance whensoever we can. In Fate's footsteps, Kryl has a wishful glint in her eyes. I trust you were able to get plenty of rest? Good. I thought we might take a moment to ponder our next step. Ponder? Ponder? Ponder what? Ponder orb? Or ponder the orb. And perhaps reflect on our journey, on our recent journey. I must admit, my thoughts often drift to the Mist Continent and our stay in Treno. It was heartening to see the Malala prosper despite the odds, and my own flesh and blood strive in that levin-wrecked landscape. Ffxiv was eager to restore diplomatic relations, and I have no doubt that Alexandria will provide much-needed support for their neighbor. Oh, I should probably put a spoiler warning in my title. There we go. I too shall do everything I can to aid my home away from home, my wonderful, welcoming family included. For the time being, though, I'd say we've accomplished all within our power. I suppose that just leaves the matter of preservation's research. It is yet unclear how Calyx learned the techniques he used to summon his Dark Primal, and there is likewise much that remains unknown about the key. Let us hope that Shale's efforts bear more fruit. Can you hear me? Shale and I have been reviewing the decrypted files and have uncovered some intriguing details. Would you care to join us? We'll be with you right away. Excellent. Shale seems rather eager to speak with you all. Come and find us in the Dawntrail lab when you're ready. Sorry, some of these words are hard. Uncanny timing indeed. Let us make for the containment complex. I am currently in Famfrit, if anyone would like to join. Lift attendant, heading for the containment complex, right this way. Okay, let's talk to everyone who's here first, which is just Yashdola. Given that all the data is stored within electrope devices, Shale's expertise has proven invaluable.
Just in time for a progress report.
Okay, I'm just making sure that the audio is being picked up.
The decryption is finally complete. As we suspected, the data represents a partial record of Preservation's research documents. A quick scan of the files, however, failed to turn up the information Y'shtola was after.
Indeed. No mention of the Ascians, or primal summoning techniques for that matter. While Calyx doubtless received instruction from someone possessed of such knowledge, there was naught to identify this benevolent mentor. I am, however, pleased to say that we found several reports concerning the key.
We know the key is used to open paths between worlds, and was a treasured relic of the Milala. And just as the Milala were unable to return after reaching the Mist Continent, so too was Preservation unable to gain a mastery of the prize which had passed into their possession. The data suggests that a particular formula or procedure is required, a process which Calyx appears to have understood to some degree. Yet the key proved fickle. perfectly replicating conditions was no guarantee of success. And even when they did manage to generate a modest portal, the destination was never the one they expected. The reports practically screamed their frustration, describing the experience as being dragged around by a traveler picking roads without rhyme or reason. Serves them right, I say.
I find that funny.
After much trial and error, Preservation began to experiment with external actuation devices for the key. Striving to maintain a stable pathway to a chosen location, they conceived of the technology that forms the gate to the Golden City.
So, their tribulations ultimately afforded them control of the key, albeit in a limited capacity, which, of course, explains why they were able to instruct Zoralja in its use, thus enabling the unprecedented feat of transferring Everkeep and its environs to the source. After the Endless Fiend took the key unto herself, she opened pathways to other reflections in her hunt for ether, did she not?
The Milala merely used it to facilitate their exodus. To think what the key has now wrought in different hands.
For all we know, the actuation device augmented the key's power beyond its intended scope. Were your goal to plunder whole worlds of their ether, a tool designed to simply transfer people would likely be insufficient.
Shale, I don't suppose you would be able to remove the actuation device?
The machine made for that very purpose is still functional, thankfully. It shouldn't be a problem.
What do you think? We don't even know how the key works. If the device is somehow interfering or amplifying its capabilities, I believe we ought to remove it.
Give me a moment.
My word.
Ishtola?
This is the first time I've beheld the key in all its unobscured glory. The sheer density is extraordinary. 'Tis akin to the structures we saw beneath the Tempest.
Now that you mention it, the ornamentation is reminiscent of Amarot.
Have you noticed anything since the key has been in your possession?
It gleams like the light of the dawn's first light. It reminds me of Asim's crystal.
You're suggesting the key has some connection with Azam? A plausible theory, although one we are yet unequipped to prove.
My apologies. Hello? Yes, this is Cryle speaking. That was Ojika with a message for us.
An urgent matter?
I'm not altogether sure. Tataru requires our counsel, and hoped to call upon us in person at the Baldessian Annex. Though disappointed we were not present, she appeared content to wait until our travels brought us back to Sharlayan, insisting that it did not merit our immediate summons. Her tone suggested otherwise, however, and Ojika felt compelled to contact us directly.
Mayhap the time has come for another journey across the Sot.
Also, I'm so happy that
Though I'll not deny that I'll be sad to see you leave.
Also, I'm so happy that the voice actor for Grahatia is back to normal and sounds... Because during the last patch, he was, he had lost his voice due to either sickness or overuse. But yeah, he sounded different during the last patch. He's back to normal. Thank goodness.
Oh, Shale. I can't even begin to thank you for all you've done. We will be forever indebted to you and your Oblivion colleagues.
The debt is ours. We'll never forget the sacrifices you've made for us, for Alexandria. In the meantime, I shall keep sifting through the data. You'll hear as soon as I find anything of note.
Actually, I should like to stay here a little longer, if you don't mind.
You are most welcome.
And might I borrow the key for a while? I wish to study it further. With the utmost care, I assure you.
Well then, shall we be off? Ojika will be expecting us.
Trail to the heavens. Not trial. Trail. Now, while I teleport away, or use the teleport back to Sharlayan, I'm gonna step away to use the bathroom. BRB. And I'm back, and we can continue with the quest. There's a bunch of people here. Of course there is. There's day 1 release of a patch. Welcome back, and what a pleasure it is to see you too, Wolf Mage. Thank you for contacting us, Ojika. We came as soon as we could. Of course, I felt it prudent to given how troubled Tataru was. Your concern is much appreciated. As it happens, we'd reached a convenient juncture in our investigations. Shale and Y'shtola have matters well in hand, leaving us free to make this trip. That's a relief to hear. Now let me fetch Tataru for you. Why don't you take a moment to relax in the meantime? To relax in the main hall. I'm sure you're all still fatigued from your journey. Okay. Okay, we're gonna talk to each of them. Only now is it beginning to feel like we've actually returned. Such fond memories within these 4 walls. Given how frequently Tataru is away on business these days, 'tis a small miracle we're in the same place at the same time. Okay, and wait. I'm so excited to see what they do with each of the new classes, or with each of the current classes with the new battle system.
Planning your next journey?
Okay, I'm gonna run the ad. We have ads starting in like 45 seconds. I'm gonna run them now. Or I can't run them early. So I'm gonna keep an eye on that while I proceed with the quest.
Oh no, just reminiscing. Thinking back to when you bought this map, and how you all encouraged me to make the voyage to Tural.
Okay, the ads are starting. I'm gonna pause right here for the ads. And there's a viewer ad bot. Let me deal with that while I wait for ads to be done. Ban. Port. There we go. There's around 2 minutes, 30 seconds left in the ads. I'm doing some editing while I wait for the ads to be done. And in 13 seconds I can continue. And welcome back everyone from the ads. Sorry for that, I have not continued since they started, so let's go.
Are you glad you did?
As if you need ask.
Welcome back.
Wonderful to see you again, Tataru.
I'm so glad you're here.
Ojika contacted us. He intimated that you were rather concerned. Come to think of it, Alphino said he and Alize would pay you a visit upon their return. Have you not seen them?
Oh no, they were here. I was regaled with many a tale of your Turali adventures. It was only once they departed for Garlemord that the rumors came to my attention. Rather alarmingly, void-sent sightings seem to be on the rise across the star. I was reluctant to bother you with mere hearsay, especially when you had more pressing matters to contend with. But earlier I received a confidential report from the Grand Company of Eorzea. It's as if a mighty dam has been breached, flooding the land with foul creatures. For a blessing, most nations have managed to keep the invaders in check, and casualties appear to be minimal thus far. Though the same cannot be said for those regions with a deeper connection to the void. Their fissures continue to manifest without end, putting countless innocents in danger.
A deeper connection to the void. Garlemald is the home of the Reapers, is it not?
It is. Alphino and Alize were there when the trouble began. and have since sent word that the situation has taken a dreadful turn.
Short while earlier in Tertium.
Thus concludes the abridged account of our time in Tural. Now I shall leave you with the words of the late Dawn servant, Galul Jajar. Ignorance begets strife. Understanding begets fellowship. A notion that rings true for Eorzeans no less than it does for the diverse peoples of Tuliolal.
And for Garleans as well. Even sharing something as simple as a local dish can pave avenues of understanding. It's up to all of us to forge new bonds, together.
Thank you for sharing your tale. Better they hear it firsthand than endure my clumsy retelling. Your words give me hope that we might achieve something similar here in Garlemald.
We all have the capacity to affect change. Our time in Tural taught us that much. And now that we've returned, it's time we rolled up our sleeves and got back to work.
I've already sent missives to the other nations, informing them of our Alexandrian friends. I also intend to notify the Garlean community officially. If both sides are amenable to the proposition, we shall gladly assist in establishing diplomatic relations with Alexandria and Tuliolal.
Thank you. But are you sure you've recovered from your journey? It sounded like you've hardly had time to catch your breath.
Sir! Lapis Manalis is overrun with void scent. We've sustained heavy civilian casualties.
What?
Pluteum Squadron reporting in. We're under attack. Void Scent appeared out of nowhere and ambushed us during a routine inspection. Damn it. Is that another Fisher? No, no, no! Ah!
My comrades are under attack. We have to do something.
There's no time to lose! Come on!
The Garlean community is ill-equipped to defend themselves against such a threat. Even with the aid of the twins and the Ilzabard contingent, they face daunting odds.
We shall leave for Garlemald immediately.
Thank you. I was able to contact Thancred and Urianger too. They're already on their way. With any luck, you'll be able to rendezvous with them on arrival.
And with that, we're now... Oh, we need to talk to Tataru. But first, let's talk to them. Clearly, we've made the right decision to come to Charlian, though I dearly wish the circumstances of our return were not so grave. I don't believe we've seen Thancred or Yonjay since our battle with the Endless Fiend. We have we? They too must have returned here at some point. I've been told Alphinaud and Alize have withdrawn to Tertium to request aid on the front lines. They seemed intent on rejoining the battle once reinforcements were ready, but I shall tell them to wait until you arrive. Okay, money. Two worlds entwined. Graha Tia wears a pensive expression. Just like that, we find ourselves faced with another emergency. Fortunately, there is yet time for us to make a difference. Let us make haste to Tertium. Before that, sorry to send you packing so soon after your homecoming, but Garlemald desperately needs your aid. Okay, now we head to Ilsabard, specifically to Tertium. Sorry for any slowdown, that happens when I alt-tab, which I periodically have to do to check stuff. Ooh, where's the people? Where's the peeps? Where's the peeps? They're apparently right here, but everyone's loading in. Yep, everyone's loading in, including all the players. Luckily, I can press X to hide player names. Well met, my friend. Now let us hearken unto Alphinaud's words. Thank you for coming at such short notice. I'm glad you're here. It's been far too long, Wolf Mage. Ah, Wolf Mage, you've made it in time.
You picked a frosty spot for a reunion.
Oh, that's neat armor.
Tataru sent word that you were coming. Full glad am I to see you all. Though I'm afraid this is no time for pleasantries. Planar fissures have opened up across Garlemald, inundating the region with void scent. As far as we can ascertain, there are two focal points of their assault. The Ilsabard contingent are combating the threat in Lapis Manalis. Although they have suffered casualties, they appear to have the upper hand.
As well they should. The many talented Uldan thaumaturges among them should be more than capable of closing any fissures they encounter.
Which leaves the second focal point, the Clutium. Eulus and the Garlean community are attempting to mount a counterattack, but are struggling to cope with the sheer number of Voidsent. They've fallen back to the north of the Imperial Palace. Can you lend your aid in securing the area?
With your blessing, I would tend to the wounded returning from battle.
Of course, Kryl. Thank you. The quickest route from here to the front is via the train tracks. Once we arrive, we can support the Garlean forces as we make for the fissure in the munitions factory.
I think I'm gonna change up my outfit to be better suited for the cold. the Clatium is now accessible. First dungeon of the patch. And we're gonna dye this so that it's a proper color for my class. I do not have any more Delmod Red. So what we will do is we'll go back to the other glen. Sadly. Okay. Nope, no one? Okay. Oh well, there's plenty of people doing it. Clatium? 9-minute wait. So let's see. Let's do some fates while we wait. Actually, let's do some challenge log stuff while we wait, which includes fates. Kirby. Oh, that's still a menacing building. So the Clatium dungeon starts here. I wonder where it's gonna spit us out, though. I hate waiting for dungeons. There we go. Duty finder popped. The Clatium, Ilzabard. So I have enough to get the mathematics it's going to give me for my first run. However, I should probably spend them after this.
You're a sight for sore eyes.
Julius! Or Euless.
Appreciate the help. We'll handle things from here. Take care of the fissure.
I love that after a certain point, the NPCs in dungeons actually talk, instead of just being text bubbles. Scanning for moving targets. Don't move. Okay. Scanning for moving targets. Don't move. Okay. Oh, fuck. Oops. Scanning for moving target. Don't move. When it passes over you. There we go. Let's see. Casting. I don't need aiming gear right now, so pass on those. Let's see, what kind of gear? Looks like I need to move this down a bit. No casting gear, okay. Let's go. Time for my holy spam. Any casting gear? No, that's pending. Let's see what the second boss is. Whee! Okay. Ow. Ow. Oops, I missed one. Okay. Healing, pass. Pass. Need casting gear. Let's see what this gear is. Bending, pass. Healing, pass. Whoa, that's trippy. Aiming, pass. Okay. Let's see the boss. Masterful Manipulator, Malphas.
Welcome to my domain, mortals.
Ow.
Take form and serve. Carry out my will. Now for something different.
Okay.
Time to pull the string.
Time to pull the strings. Oh, hello! Highball XOX, how are you doing? Oh, fuck. Nice. Nice save.
Time to pull the string.
Time to pull the strings. Fuck. Didn't use my slip and slide in time. Okay. Paint a picture, paint a picture, paint a picture. Let's see. There's safe. Okay. GG! Oh, thanks for the follow, Highball. Oh, were you at the party? Oh wait, you are! There you are, in the chat. Let's see, you were... Ah, you were our Reaper. No, our Dark Knight. Thank you for the follow. Let's see. Healing, don't need. Okay, time to do story. That was crazy. Okay, enjoy the MSQ.
I think that's all of them.
We need but seal the fissure to prevent further ingress.
It's over. I can only imagine the extent of the damage were it not for your aid. On behalf of the Garlean community, I thank you for all you've done for my people, for my home.
I shall close the fissure post-haste.
Wait! If you do that, I will be trapped here.
You risked your life in vanquishing the creature. Would you at least let me bear the burden of deciding its fate? You want to go back? To the void? Your kind have entered this realm before. Some seeking death that they might rejoin the life stream. But you would choose that dark, deathless place?
The wind is fresh and pure, untouched by darkness. Perhaps it won't be a blessing to meet my end in such a place. But I cannot yet bear to part with the void. If only the winds would blow there as they do here. I long to return, to see my home unsullied, as it once was.
We know that pain all too well. If that is your wish, you must forsake this aggression. Go back to the void and devote yourself to its restoration. I have a friend, Zero, who hails from your home. She and her companions strive to bring light into the void from another world blighted with imbalance. I hear their efforts have already met with some success. One day, they'll drive the darkness from the void, I'm sure of it.
This form is imbued with the will of all those I have consumed. We shall return to our world and seek out this Zero. Then we shall see if there is truth in your words.
She won't disappoint you. That much I guarantee.
Bravo! I think Zero will approve.
I... Indeed, that was truly heartening to see.
Understanding begets fellowship, right? I thought I might lead by example.
Well then, shall we head back?
And that instance is complete. Now to do continuing the quest. Okay. Let's press X so I can actually identify the people. Euless was quick to put our words, or rather those of the Dawn servants, into practice. You have my heartfelt appreciation. Without your intervention, I have no doubt the casualties would have been far greater. Voids not only absorb the ether of those they consume, but their thoughts as well. With such a legion of minds at their disposal, one hopes they prove a capable ally for Zero. With the Cladium fissure sealed, I dare say the Voidsent incursion is at an end. That boy's come a long way. All credit to Zero for nudging him in the right direction. Reports have begun to trickle in. By all accounts, the Ilzabard contingent was successful in containing the threat on their front. For Voidsent to attack in such numbers just as we were finding our feet, I daren't imagine the consequences had you not provided such timely aid. On behalf of my comrades, thank you. Thank you all. And we'll take some quick time materia. And now enter that instance with a trust. A grave presentment. Something weighs heavy on Thancred's mind. I'm gonna step away really quick to use the bathroom again. And I'm back.
The Ilzabard contingent have contained the threat on their front. Things appear to be under control for the time being.
Though it remains unclear why the fissures opened up in the first place. According to Tataru, similar ruptures are occurring across the star.
One thing is clear, however. The phenomenon is not without pattern. The tendency for fissures to emerge is pronounced in regions deeply connected to the void. Places where the barrier between the two worlds is at its thinnest.
I fear there may be a place in far greater peril than Garlemald. Though it hath since been sealed, you will recall there is a great void gate that we ourselves had cause to open. A gate which was instrumental in our bid to reunite Vritra with his sister and put an end to Golbez's dark plot.
Oh gods. The moon.
With our attention fixed upon planar fissures, I failed to consider this vulnerability. All other paths unto the void are but pinpricks in the veil compared to that great lunar rift.
And that rift might be yawning open as we speak. We'd better hurry.
Let us make for Bestway's Burrow. I dare say the Loporrits are well aware of current events.
We ought to have Kryl join us once she finishes tending to the wounded. I shall likewise contact Y'shtola. Her knowledge of the moon's void gate is second to none.
Alphino, Balize, please do what you must to keep our world safe.
We'll be back before you know it.
A quick word, if you will. I'm not sure whether you'll run into Zero during the course of all this, but if you do, would you give this to her? Emergency rations, in case of a protracted battle. Can't imagine she's eating all that well in the void. She likes dumplings.
Dumplings! My hands are so big compared to it.
We're doomed! Doomed, I say!
Mapping away.
Given thy panicked state, I presume the Loporrits too are beset with void scent.
Oh, what sweet relief it is to see you all! Yes, void scent, and lots of them! They suddenly came pouring forth from the crater!
I had dearly hoped to find my worries unfounded.
For some unknown reason, the void gate seems to have partially opened. Living Ray dashed off to activate the brands and halt the Fiend's invasion, but she hasn't come back, and we've since lost contact.
I suggest we make for the brands without delay.
Torgal! Not as many people as I thought there would be. My valiant saber. So I was so frightened I dared not move an elm. Oh, you're looking for Livingway? I think I saw her heading southwest, towards the Dawning Brand. She had several slaughter bots in tow, but I worry they won't be enough for all the Void sent. You better hurry. Now we're gonna wait to interact with Livingway until we're done with the ads. However, we can defeat the enemies. I wonder how they're gonna change the role actions for casters with the new battle system. We're waiting for the ads, we're waiting for the ads. Ads, 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 we're waiting for the ads. And ad time is done. Aiding Livingway.
think what would have befallen me if you hadn't intervened? Oh, I was never in any real danger, of course. I knew you would realize our plight and rush to our rescue. Ffxiv is likewise plagued with void scent. If only we'd prioritized further development of the void scent slaughter bots, we could have stayed tied ourselves. Oh, what a tremendous demonstration that would have been. Irrefutable proof that I was mankind's staunchest ally and the greatest lubberate to ever live. I can practically taste the praise. Fortunately, I was able to activate the brands. Should any more void scent emerge from the gate, they ought to be confined to the crater. Unless, of course, the void gate begins to expand of its own accord, or some gargantuan monstrosity tries to barge through. I don't foresee any major problems. Oh, nope. We're doomed.
There you are.
I left the data in Shale's capable hands and teleported here as soon as I heard. And ere you ask, I made sure to bring the key with me.
Then the real threat yet awaits us.
'Tis Golbez's domain beyond the Void Gate. I wonder how he and Zero are faring.
Azim's crystal? The key.
By the 12.
Behold the gift of Ethos. Yours is a journey without end, conceived and guided by principle. Hold fast to what you must. Meet your fate without fear. Go forth, discover, unite the stars unto one. Let none bar your path.
They're headed your way!
I think we recognize those voices. Zero!
What are you doing here?
A visit felt long overdue.
Only you could be so carefree amidst all this. May as well make yourself useful. The gate's sheer size appears to have made it a tempting target.
Enuo, a dread void scent risen from the benighted depths of the ocean. They kept to the confines of their domain while Zeromus endured. No longer, it would seem. And once they had discovered a path to the Red Moon, they wasted no time in making the journey.
Leave the void scent nearby to us. You take care of Enuo. Facing this many foes calls for a more familiar approach.
She has her hat back!
Void scent can change their form at will. Both light and darkness are mine to wield. Besides, what better to purge darkness from the void than darkness itself?
So she can switch between Paladin and Reaper at will? Fuck yes.
Who dares face me? A mere mortal. Hast thou come in search of power? Renown? I fight to end this world without end. All who stand before me shall fall.
New music, and this sounds like a bot. Time to queue up and get some... The Unmaking. Nice. Time to queue up and get some screenshots. Okay, back to this and queue up. What? Oh. Borne by the key on a gleaming golden path, you emerge onto the red moon into the midst of carnage. Your faithful allies of the 13th, Zero and Golbez, battle tirelessly to drive back hordes of Voidsent, all the while watched by a sinister form, sinister form in the dark. Wielding the boundless power of the Void, the dreaded sovereign Inuo has risen from the depths unfathomable, intent on reducing all existence to still, silent nothingness. Will their bleak vision of the world unmade be realized, or will life and light fade? Requirement for item level, or average item level, is 755. We are 764. Let's do this. 15-minute wait. He's in Malborough. Okay, I can't send messages across these. Well, we're gonna be here a while. Let's vibe to the music. Actually, since we're, we can't do much here, so let's map. No, not Blickshroud. Lenosha? Middle Lenosha? I'm gonna do Fates here while I wait for the duty. This is for the, challenge log to get stuff. We're gonna switch to our, Dragoon to level our Dragoon from challenge log. So one of our challenge logs is to kill enemies with our pet, with our companion, and the other I'm doing right now is Fates. Just while we wait. The easiest way to do the Fate challenge is to go to a low-level area, which in this case I've gone to Middle Lenosha, and do them there. This also affects the Chocobo XP from the fate. And we're just gonna do this while we wait for the queue. Okay, find another fate. I wish I had a better queue time, but I only have a DPS. There we go. Commence. Now we're just waiting for a tank. Sovereign of Not. Inuwa.
All who dare oppose me shall quake before the silken dark.
I'm guessing we have to do something. Oh, that's a nuke.
The Void's power is mine to wield. Perish. Be still. Accept your downfall.
Okay, this is following me. Okay. This should give me time to paint.
Doth the yawning rift not tempt you?
Time for Holy Spam.
The void consumes. Naught will endure. Neither past nor future. Only one my triumph.
I've breached the darkness. Let the light guide you.
You must break free.
There we go. Oh, cinematic.
The underlings are no more. Now to deal with NOO.
Life and death rendered meaningless.
Light, protect us!
She has wings!
I will not yield my domain!
Such is the power of the void.
They fight with us! Nice!
The void shall never cease to be. My power is absolute. The void's power is mine to wield. And thus did all boundaries cease to be.
This is fucking epic.
Behold the truth of this world! Accept your downfall. Doth the yawning rift not tempt you? Be still.
Ow. I'm dead. Ooh. Good thing I just used up all my gauge.
Perish.
Fine, if no one...
Your not tempt you. Be still. And thus did all boundaries cease to be.
40%, 32%, yes! There we go!
They must be sealed away.
Memorial Crystal. It's grape flavored. Nice.
I'm glad you came. We would have struggled to face Enuo alone. I presume you journeyed here to prevent more Voidsent from passing through the gate.
With Enuo defeated, there are none left in this realm who pose a serious threat. I dare say the problem is resolved.
Alas, the Voidsent have been emerging from fissures across the source.
Cause for alarm indeed. Tell us more. So the breach wasn't limited to the Void Gate, for better or worse. Precious little has changed in the 13th since Zeromus fell. Have you noticed anything unusual?
I know not the reason events have unfolded this way, but there is, perhaps, an explanation as to why the Void Gate and the fissures opened. Here, in my domain, even the slightest change is keenly felt. When the gate opened, I sensed not the workings of some external force. Rather, it felt as if the barrier between our worlds was weakening naturally. moment by moment, until the two came to meet.
And you think this weakening could be happening elsewhere?
'Tis a possibility.
What of Razatan and Garlemald? Eulus took mercy upon the interloper. Whether Void Sent or Garlean, we all share the same longing for home. Should we meet, I will gladly offer them aid. Please tell Eulus as much. Wait, how exactly did you get here? No mortal could traverse the Void Gate in its current state. And this path of yours is still there. I cannot see it.
Nor does it reveal itself to me. Perhaps the path serves only the key bearer.
So it is not a means to travel freely back and forth. A pity. I would have liked to see my friends again.
Now seems an opportune time to give Zero the parcel Eulus prepared for her. However, we are going to pause it there because I've run out of time for stream today and we still have quite a bit to go. So, we are going to end it here. I hope you guys enjoyed my stream. I hope you guys stop by again. Until next time, I've been Wolf Mage 1011, and I'll see you guys then. Bye!